I had been looking forward to our anniversary dinner for weeks. Despite the ups and downs of our marriage, I still loved my wife, Claire, and wanted to make the evening special. I booked a reservation at an upscale restaurant, ordered her favorite wine, and even wore the tie she had bought me on our first anniversary. The table was set with flickering candles, the scent of rosemary and grilled steak wafting through the air. Everything was perfect, or at least I thought it was. Claire, however, seemed distant. She barely touched her food. Her hands trembled slightly as she sipped her wine, and her eyes darted around the restaurant as if she were searching for something, or someone. I tried to ignore it at first, chalking it up to nerves or maybe a rough day at work, but the unease in her posture made it impossible to fully relax. Her fingers twisted the napkin on her lap. Her breathing was uneven, and she kept glancing at the entrance. Then she took a deep breath and set her glass down. "I have to tell you something," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. A chill ran down my spine. I set my fork down, suddenly losing my appetite. "Okay, what is it?" She hesitated, her lips parting and closing, as if she were struggling to find the right words. Then, after what felt like an eternity, she spoke. "I've been seeing someone else, for the past year." The restaurant around me seemed to fade, the murmurs of other patrons turning into white noise. My mind went blank, then surged with anger, betrayal, and disbelief all at once. 1,000 questions swirled, but none found their way to my lips. I simply stared at her, waiting for some kind of explanation, an excuse, anything. She exhaled shakily. "I never meant for it to go on this long. I wanted to tell you, but—" Her words trailed off, her expression shifting from remorse to something else entirely. Fear. Her face went pale, and she was no longer looking at me. Instead, her eyes were locked on something behind me. Her fingers, which had been fidgeting moments ago, stilled completely, gripping the edge of the table as if bracing herself. I turned slowly, my breath catching when I saw who had just walked in. He was tall, well-dressed, and carried himself with confidence, but his face was etched with something dark. Something cold. I didn't recognize him, but Claire certainly did. Her grip on the table tightened, her knuckles turning white. Her whole body seemed to shrink, her chest rising and falling with shallow breaths. "Who is he?" I asked, my voice lower now. She didn't answer. She didn't need to. The way her body stiffened, the way her eyes darted around as if searching for an escape, told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't just some fling. This wasn't just an affair. The man's gaze met mine, then flicked to Claire. He smirked, a cruel, knowing smile that made my skin crawl. He took a slow step forward, and Claire's breath hitched. I could feel the weight of something unspoken between them, something far more dangerous than infidelity. And in that moment, I realized something. Claire wasn't just guilty, she was terrified.